Life is a journey. We just want to tune into what these lessons are and are we learning them? Because with Neptune now in Aries, Pluto here in Aquarius, Uranus on its way to Gemini. As an empath, I feel the change in energy. And it's major because air and fire is masculine energy. And with that, a lot of things are going to change. And overall, we're stepping more into an age of air, which is why you see things moving and changing at a rapid pace. We have a full moon occurring in the sign of Scorpio on May 12th, 2025, a week from now. But leading up to that full moon, we have a bunch of sexy aspects to work with. So let's get into the astrology for this week and beyond. All right, let's get down to business. I got some dope messages to drop off. I first want to start this transmission with letting y'all know what happened. So I first want to thank the staff at the restaurant that I was at with my daughter over the weekend, in which I left my wallet behind. And I was able to get my wallet back, which it had a bunch of cash in it, untouched, all of that. And of course, here in astrology, we can relate that to what you would call karma. And what everyone says, about karma, what goes around comes around. And if you've read my book, Astrology of the Matrix, we know karma is a lot deeper than that. I could say in this instance that I am someone in my life who's prided myself on moving with a particular layer of integrity. And when it comes to instances like this, I have been younger and been in the position where I've made the correct choice. But while I was going, through this, like, I may have lost my wallet. Damn, there's a bunch of cash in there. Logically, you prepare yourself like, okay, maybe the cash will be gone, but I'll get my wallet back. Not even thinking that, like, dang, when this happened to me, I didn't do that, so it better not happen to me. My approach kind of wasn't that. In fact, I was like kind of prepared to have already forgiven the person if they took the cash from my wallet, as long as I could give back the actual wallet with the IDs and all of that, right? So as I said, I was able to get my wallet back with everything in it. And the wisdom that we take here is that it validates moving with integrity, but it gives us the reminder at the same time that just because you're a good person doesn't mean good things will always happen to you, but it's just really about the spirit of how you move. I don't think about negative things happening to me, and I don't expect that they won't. So that's just a reminder, particularly heavy on the forgiveness aspect, which brings us to Saturn. Saturn here at the end of Pisces, y'all. And there's a big message here, a real message. So I want to say that Saturn has been here, of course, for 2.5 years, making sure that we all put to bed karmic cycles that we've been a part of for however many years. We're all on different cycles. Of course, you have the people in their Saturn return wrapping up particular cycles. You may have others going with cycles from their mid-20s. Hey, y'all, if you're enjoying this video, give it a like, drop a comment, and head over to my website, GeminiBrown.com, and check out my spring sale. I got readings, coaching packages on sale, as well as a whole host of other things. Life is a journey. We just want to tune into what these lessons are and are we learning them? Because with Neptune now in Aries, Pluto here in Aquarius, Uranus on its way to Gemini. As an empath, I feel the change in energy. And it's major because air and fire is masculine energy. And with that, a lot of things are going to change. And overall, we're stepping more into an age of air, which is why you see things moving and changing at a rapid pace. With Saturn at the end of Pisces, you want to make sure you are not consistently stuck in karmic loops dealing with low vibrational things like not being able to forgive or feeling victimized by your circumstance. Aries energy is warrior energy. It says, hey, life is gonna bring some issues. We gotta be willing to defend ourselves, our claim, and continue steering through to what we want. The next part of this message here with Saturn energy, and when you learn your lessons, you are inevitably stronger. And in the Pisces sense, this builds spiritual strength. When you are really tuned into energy, you may be able to feel energetically those who haven't graduated to certain levels of evolution or learning their own particular lessons. I always give an example of like second house or Taurus placements. This is a sign in an area of life that deals with wealth and what it means to experience that here in the physical. That means money matters. How you generate income matters. And ultimately tuning into your soul is understanding that you want to create within this space. There are just things required to create in that space. So going back to Saturn and Pisces, a lot of the lessons will be about standing up to self-sabotage tendencies and not stepping into what's next. Aries, the new beginnings, the fire of becoming. Because what it takes to embody something in Aries is confidence of being. And when we bring in the rest of this masculine energy and influence, that's telling us that there's a new sexy. And part of the new sexy for anybody is knowing who you are. It's expressing your individuality. Now, Libra lets us know we have to express that individuality with being conscious of others and how it may affect them. But there is a layer of needing to be unapologetically yourself. All right. Now, this week, Venus in Aries sextiles Pluto in Aquarius, in which it did on its way going back retrograde. This, along with Mercury in Aries sextiling Jupiter in Gemini, these energies offer us the opportunity to fully go headfirst into the things that we love or are aspiring to be. Jupiter and Mercury provide mental clarity and ultimate belief. Now, with Venus coming off this conjunction to Neptune, we want to be keeping one foot on the ground, but we do want to dream. We want to be dreaming and putting action behind our dreams. As long as you're doing that, life will show you what's realistic, and you adjust to all of that. But it's asking you to have a boldness about your thoughts or how you approach your ideas. There's a real need to show up for self here. Okay, so Venus sextile and Pluto is going to open up opportunities. If you are engulfed within your desires, if you're serving the self, Aries, you will see opportunities open up for you, or rather life responding to that. So this can be a great week to do something self-care oriented or action oriented. Mercury is also going to be forming a conjunction with Chiron. Now, with Aries ruler Mars deposited in Leo, this is another indicator that we need to align our thoughts with our actions. If you get an idea of this, you have a feeling of things you need to do or put into motion, this is the time to do so. There are whispers in the wind, but not all reach the ground in time. Some get lost like soulful songs we sing, or like feathers too heavy to fly. Two souls cloaked in skin, forgetting they were celestial kin. Angels placed in the timelines like puzzle pieces. No box to reference, just dreams and deja vu. When souls lock eyes, they can sense, I know you. One was a quiet storm, activating codes with no team. He didn't chase attention because divinity doesn't beg to be seen. It simply is. She was a light in a heavy place, a rose blooming around concrete fire. Dreams of flying high but fearing the wings required. Conditioned by chaos, fed distractions over mentions. Shorty was taught that love was survival instead of ascension. When they met, time paused, the wind changed tone. Something ancient stirred a vibration remembered by their bones. He recognized soul ties before her smile. She felt intimidated by his introspective light. On one hand, she felt safe. On the other, she wondered, what if it goes left instead of right? He spoke in truth too clear to be casual. Every combo she knew. This man is good health. Choosing him was choosing herself. The real self, the higher self, the one with a purposeful hobby. The one that doesn't just take pics, but breaks generational curses and prays with her whole body. But the lower mind clings tight to what it knows. It says, this is too much. What if I'm unable to grow? Play it safe. Maybe there's another king. So play it safe she did. And the wind swallowed her wings. He, rather than stressing, moved on to bigger blessings. Instead of wondering, he lived spine taste, regretting no time or space. For when destiny called, he played his part in place. Now, lost in night walks, she sees feathers on sidewalks, wakes from dreams with cold sweats and wet backs. Subconscious cries to run it back are met by echoes of thundering timeline shifts. Potential locked in the cellar of the subconscious, always wondering, what if? Many talk of anchoring creative thrones, but follow fear and focus on hoping. Some angels walk alone, because not all wings choose to open. In life, love is the test, but free will is the grade letter. Some choose to do their best. Other wings are lost in the wind forever. Gemini.